Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube. So today's video is going to be a market recap. I have everything that I sold here, and then this time I did a total of my 3 different payment types that I take, and I have that and the fees and stuff. I have all that calculated this time, so I have a little bit more info this time, and I will let you guys know what all that was. But first, here is a little clip from my market. Good morning, everyone. It is market day. We are downtown. I just got my booth set up. It's about 9:15. It started at 9. I had a few people come by and look. Her daughter had bought something from me in the past and she lost it, so they may get her a new one. And my husband is here. He helped me get set up. He got me some food, so I'm about to munch on that. I forgot my notebook, which I'm super disappointed that I write everything down in. I guess I'm gonna put it in my phone and just rewrite it later, or not write it down at all, like rewrite it later. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But I had a hard time setting up today. It took me a little longer because I had the claw machine and then I got a little display for my Christmas trees. So that took up more table space. I have space on my shelves, but it won't really, I don't want to put my claw machine on the shelf because it's not, my shelf's really light, the one that would work on. So I don't know, I may need to bring like a little TV stand or something. I think a little TV tray, I think that would work really well for the claw machine. That way it's by itself and people are having to crowd the booth. So we'll see how it goes today. It's my first time with it, but yeah, I'll show you a little clip of what it looks like. So I don't have very many octos. That's what I'm going to work on. I have a few things to put eyes on that I'm going to do. And then I didn't make any more wish pops, which those always sell well as well. So it is what it is type of day. We have the big tree, the axolotls. I did make one more of those. I have a little stress-free pets. I have another leggy frog to put eyes on. We have quite a few 10 to 15 dollar items. We have lots of chickens, so hopefully it's a chicken day because that don't stink if it's not, because that's what I made a lot of course. But yeah, then we have our little claw machine. We have all our little friends in there, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. So it is 10:20. We've sold 5 things, so not terrible. It's not super busy, it's steady, I would say. But yeah, I just wanted to give a little update. The first thing to sell was a chicken, and literally everyone who's walked by has talked about the chickens. So, but yeah, my husband has left. He gave me his jacket because it is cold, cold in Florida, as in 58. I thought jeans and a sweatshirt would be enough, but apparently it is not. The sun is not out, so that's part of the problem. The sun needs to come out. But so I'm just working on stocking my booth while I hang out, and then when people come up I just stop. And a lot of people like to watch and kind of see what I'm working on, so yeah. I don't know if you heard that or not, but a little girl was not allowed to stop at my booth and she was upset about it. But yeah, I will update y'all in a few hours. So I forgot to take an after clip. I honestly had to pee so bad that I threw everything in my bag. I've been using an IKEA bag for all my plushies, and that's been super nice because I can just throw it on my back and not have to carry it. I have a big tote for all my my crates and my display pieces that go in there in case it does get wet. And then the IKEA bag zips closed, and that works really well for my plushies because that is waterproof as well. But it makes it super easy to just toss them all in. Now, it was the end of the market season for me, so I think I'm going to take all of January off. So I didn't really worry about setting it all back up in my bin. Super nice. And I didn't have a huge inventory. If you have a huge inventory, you may not want to do it that way because then your setup process will take a lot longer because everything's all in one bag mixed up. But For that day, it worked, and I just wanted to get all my stuff secured in a bin where it wasn't easy to like grab for someone to walk away with. And I ran to the bathroom. I was like about to go to the bathroom, and then I get like halfway there and I turn back and someone's at my booth, and I was like, oh shoot, and she wanted to buy something. And then after that is when I cleaned it all up so that people wouldn't come and stop wanting to shop. Um, I hate missing all those extra little sales that you can get sometimes, but I had to go. I had been I was by myself, so I didn't want to leave all my stuff. I tried to hold it as long as physically possible, but I had a coffee and lots of water, so whatever. Anywho, let's get down to this market breakdown. So I sold a total of 34 items. The first item I sold was a chicken, of course. So this girl actually saw a photo of me. So the cover of not the cover, the thumbnail of my previous video of me holding all the chickens, that I posted that photo advertising for the market. So I was like, I'll be at Palafox Market from blah 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 blah, and the market Instagram reposted that photo of me. So she saw that, I think, and came and got a chicken. She got the little one with the furry comb, of course. And then she also ended up getting a gingerbread. She was trying to decide, and then she said, "Whatever, I'm gonna get both." So super nice to start, and that was like right when I opened. And then after that, I sold my hanging chicken pattern. I sold that for 15. Oh, the gingerbread I sold for 25, and then the chicken I sell for 18. Super cool that my pattern sold right in the beginning. That's super nice. And then after that, I sold the baby chick, funny enough, that matched the one the original lady had bought. I ended up pricing it for $10. That one was the furry comb. So I think people like the comb, the furry part on the comb. I just need to decide what colors. I do have a different couple other faux furs that I can use for the combs to give it a little spice. So I just need to figure out what colors would look good with the speckled yarns. And then a mini mallard sold for 12. And then axolotl for 18. And then she paid for the 20. And she was just standing there looking at everything. And I like tried to hit her $2 back. And she was like, no, I don't know why I'm still standing here. Keep it. So I got a little $2 tip. So that was cool. And then a leggy froggy for 15, a chicken with the nest for 25, a leggy froggy for 15. And now this was my first season or first full year selling. I didn't sell my crochet items period before this year. I started selling in January, just like a few custom orders, but this was my first year doing markets, of course. And so I didn't really know what to make, whether I make a lot of Christmas items or people are going to be buying for gifts. Now, it seemed like a lot of people were buying for gifts, or if they were with somebody that really liked something, they'd be like, oh, this would be, part of your Christmas present or whatever. So the chicken with a nest I know was for a gift, and then she ended up getting a leggy froggy as well for a gift. And the chicken with a nest I sell for 25, the leggy froggy for 15. This is just some tips and tricks, for myself next year if I want to rewatch this video to prepare for my December markets. And if anyone, watches this video next year when they're preparing for their December markets. I didn't have a ton of Christmas stuff left over because I had the market in December, the first week in December. I think more Christmas items would have sold then had I had more. Like if I had multiple of the Nutcracker and more of the mantle trees of the smaller sizes, I think those would have sold. So if you have a market in late November, I would have some Christmas items. I'd probably have like 25% or so. And then, I mean, you probably could even November, I feel like you could have more than that, depending on how much your inventory is, your normal stock. But anyhow, I'll stop jabbering. And then the Hungry Hungry Caterpillar with the book, that I ended up selling that for 25. That was also a gift. They were super happy because they're like, this will be something unique that no one else will really buy it. The baby may have the book already. I don't even think the baby was born yet. I think it was, I don't know, born in a few months. I don't remember what they had said, but it'll be something unique because you're not going to find a crocheted Hungry Hungry Caterpillar. really anywhere else. So I think I will be adding more of the book buddies. And even if I don't sell it with the book, I'll bring the book. If I can get some books cheaper, then that'll be a different story, but I could have it displayed with the book and just put the book's not for sale. So that's always an option. And then my booby sold. I sold that for 12. That's my booby pattern. That is, I have it as a tutorial on YouTube. It's the bee dressed as a ghost, technically, so it's a booby. The girl was super happy with it. I was like, this is kind of left over from my Halloween market, but I wanted to still bring it. And she was like, I'm so glad you did. So you just got to find the right customer sometimes. And then I sold my other hanging chicken pattern for 15. So within the first 12 items, I only made two. Those sold out. So that was super cool. In between that second one that sold, I got tons of compliments on it from people, even if they didn't buy it. They complimented how cute it was because I had all my chickens in a row, like the 7 bigger Mabel chickens. I had all those, and those caught like everyone's attention. So even though like they weren't like a giant item, just all of them hanging out together looked so cute. People would walk by and be like, "Oh my god, the chickens!" And then they'd start looking more, or they'd come in my booth and look at more and more of my stuff. And most of the time, they wouldn't even end up getting a chicken, but they would, it kind of drew them in having them all together. So that's an idea. But I just was super happy that my chicken pattern sold. And then what else do we have? A chicken in the nest. Oh, sorry. The first chicken in the nest was the little baby chickens. So the little 3 that I had inside the nest, I ended up selling those for 25 as the set. And then after that, I sold a chicken in the nest with for 25. Very confusing how I wrote that down. And then the fairy sunflower sold. I don't have to show you, but those are super cute. They're like this big. It was for a 3-year-old. The 3-year-old was with her, and she was like super shy, but the mom was going to put it in her stocking. I was like, hopefully she'll forget, within the week, because it was, she was more than a week before Christmas. So I was like, you just have to hide it. And then the mom actually reached out to me, and she is going to get a dragon from me. I'm going to try a new pattern for that. So I will show you guys whenever I make it. It's like this super chubby dragon. I mean, it's only going to be, I think it's going to end up being like this big. I've never made it, so it's kind of hard to price things. And with dragons, there's so many pieces. So I'm hoping I didn't undersell myself, but it's my first time making it. So it is what it is, but it's going to be super cute. So I will show you guys whenever I make that. I told her I wouldn't be able to get to it till January, probably mid-January, and she's totally okay with that. And then she also, I guess, was scrolling on my Instagram, and she ended up wanting the what are they called? The Whimsy Bubs by Mama Made Minis. I made one of the frogs with the flower hats. I took that to one of my markets. I think it was in July. So I think it's in a video, probably in a short clip of one of my first YouTube videos. But she saw a video of that I had on my page, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I need these. My sister-in-law collects frogs, so she wants 2 of those." And I sold those for 25, I believe. So that'll be a nice little order that I will have come January. I told her I would get back with her in January. So hopefully that I could have taken her money now and told her, like a month turnaround time, but I'm just going to reach out in January. And if she changes her mind by then it is what it is. So sometimes I'll be like, if you want to pay now, you can. But I feel bad holding on for people's money that long and it not being, I guess it was through Etsy or something. I know people have the turnaround times like 4 weeks or whatever, so I could have done that, but she seems genuine, like she really wants the items, and the fact that I've met her in person at my market, so we will see. I will get back with you guys with that. And then after that, I sold the duck with the frog hat. I ended up taking that out of the claw machine because someone had wanted to look at it, so I emptied that out of the claw machine, and then I forgot to put it back in, and it was sitting in front, and someone really liked it, and I was like, oh, you can have it. And so that was $10. And then they wanted a keychain. So then I added on $3, and that was 13. And then they also bought a mush pop. And then the mush pop was 12. The chicken for 18. And then an axolotl out of Sweet Snuggles. So that was 18. A mini octo for 5. And then another mini octo for 8. And then after that, a mini duck for 10. And then I had a guy come up. Now, I mean, he was probably in his 20s. It was just him by himself. He was out Christmas shopping, I guess. And it was like the market was about to close. It was like 15 till, I think I feel. Because I remember him looking at his watch and him being like, oh my gosh, I only have 15 minutes left. Because he asked me what time the market was till. He ended up buying a mini mantle tree, two turtles, two leggy frogs. So he spent $89. So that was like a huge like hooray to the end of the market. So it was crazy because I just, it was just, I don't know, it was so funny because you could just see him there like processing in his head, like, who do I gotta buy for? Now, I don't know if these are adults, nieces and nephews. I have no idea. He actually, which he ended up reaching out later that evening. It was like, hey, Emily, I forgot to buy for two other people. Do you still have the fish? Because I had two little fish. He's like, do you still have the fishes? Um, And I was like, I'm pretty sure I do. So he ended up doing a porch pickup for those fish. And I sold both of those for 15 each. So another $30. So I'm adding that onto my market total, just FYI, because it was a sale from the market just the next day. Because had he not met me at the market, whatever. And then I sold Sam from Halloween. He was also a leftover from Halloween. That one was $15. He was like a little blob guy. It was super cute. A lot of people like picked him up and looked at him though. It was he got a lot of attention on Saturday. It was really odd, but he ended up selling him. So I really don't have any besides a few pumpkins, which I just took them out and then they're sitting up there. But I don't really have that much Halloween stuff, so it's kind of cool to sell that last Halloween item or those last two Halloween items I had. And then after that, I sold a chicken for 18, and then the little astronaut for 12, another bush pop for 12, and then the duck with the hat I sold for 12. And she was a little girl who was literally waiting by my booth when I was trying to run to the bathroom. And she's like, "Are you still open?" And so I like ran back and sold that to her. So she was super happy with it. And then I sold a baby froggy for $8, and then the two fish after that for my 34 items. So after that guy, so the market had 15 minutes left. I sold one, two, three, four, five, six things while including his 11 things in the last 15 minutes of the market. It was such a weird market because I was sitting around and I don't know if I give an update or not. I'd have to look back at the clips and I'm filming this before I'm piecing together the video, but if I didn't say it, then I'll say it now. If not, maybe I'll cut this part out. But I was at 12 items and it was almost noon. So I was literally super bummed sitting there and I was like, maybe at these markets, because it's like a popular market downtown. And I didn't know if it was like the time of the year and it was kind of cold for it being Florida. And it just was it was steady and there was a decent amount of people, but it didn't seem like that many people were buying. So I was like, maybe people are buying for gifts and they're only here for certain items. And then I went from like 12 to 34 or 32 things within the last 2 hours. So I over doubled my sales in the last 2 hours. And it started at 9. So from 9 to 12, I sold 12 things. So that's why I had so much time. I finished all those items that needed eyes. I did like two more little octos. I did a leggy frog. Like I did a lot of crocheting during the event. So it's not always a total miss because it's kind of, for me, it's nice because my mom had my son. My husband was at home doing, I don't know, hanging out, relaxing as well. And I was by myself. And it's kind of nice and peaceful to be by yourself sometimes, when you're always, especially with my toddler. He's crazy. And so I don't honestly didn't mind it that I wasn't selling. I was just kind of, in the back of my head, I was kind of bummed because I was like, all this work to set up and then make my husband run all over town because I had my husband drop me off because the parking down there is kind of annoying. It you don't It's like a square that we're all set up in, and then there's like some street parking around it. There's not really a parking lot, and then you have to pay to park, and then there's free parking around the park, but it's only for 2 hours, so the vendors have to move their cars. So it's a huge headache, and then I have to leave all my stuff to go get my car that may be, a couple blocks away. So it's worked out really well when he takes and picks me up. It's just really frustrating on his part when he's coming to pick me up because he has to like circle like 3 times to get a spot. But he loves me. It is what it is. I'm super appreciative for it. I bought him dinner, so it's fine. But anyhow, so my total ended up being, so square I had $367 and the fees ended up being $10.84. So a total of square was $356.16. So that was the majority of my sales. And then I had $115 in cash, and this is including that $30 from the next day with those fish. And then I got 3 Venmos for $30 total, and Venmo took 76 cents, so $29.14. So for a grand total of $500.30. The booth fee is it was like $33. I think there's like a $2.95 processing fee, and it's a $30. So $33 for the booth fee. So minus that puts me at $467.30. So not too bad, especially when halfway through my expectations were like in the dumps. I was like, I'll make like $200, and then maybe I'll do this one like every other month versus every month because it just isn't as good as some of my other markets. But my other ones do so well because it's a lot of kids, and there wasn't many kids out on Saturday, so ended up doing well anyways. So you never know. Just be optimistic. Go have a fun time. Oh, so there was just a little funny, cute, wholesome story. Um, they didn't end up buying anything, but there was 3 older ladies. I'm like, they're probably like 70s. They were walking around doing their shopping. I don't know if they went out for brunch or whatever they did, but they were just 3 little besties walking around, and they came into my booth and like they got drawn in by the chickens. They're like, "Oh my god, look at the chickens!" And then they start picking up and looking at everything. They looked at the fairies because I still had a lot because they came early. And they were looking at everything, and they look at something, and then they giggle and show it to the other lady, and then they show it to the other lady. Like they were all in there messing with it. They messed with the mush pops and everything, and they just were like so cute and adorable. I loved it. And they even said, "Oh my gosh, I just transplanted back into being a child. Like, look at us. We got to get out of here." And they kind of like scurried off. But it was just so cute. And it's so nice to see, just even if they didn't buy anything, my items bringing happiness to other people. And there's a lot of people who would like walk by and point and kind of giggle, like, "Look at that chicken, blah, blah, blah." And so that's nice. Obviously, it's not sustainable, but it's still fun when you're making sales. And then people who even don't make sales comment on your things and compliment you, and you just bring like a little piece of happiness into their day. So that's always nice. There was an older man too. He was probably by his 70s walking through the park by himself, just doing his exercises, and he pointed at the chickens and was like, "Oh my god, those are so cute!" And then like just kept on walking. He didn't even come in my booth. He just pointed and talked to me. But you know, it's cute. I love markets for that reason. It's usually a good day. Most of the time, it's positive stuff. I haven't had too many like, "Oh my god, I can make that. Your prices are so high." I haven't really had much of that, so I know my day will come. I had the child that licked my item, but she bought it, so whatever. So anyhow, thanks everyone for watching. This will probably be my last video of the year. I may start doing a few clips because I have a couple orders going out. So maybe I will do a filming of all my orders going out that were already ordered. I have this chicken lovey here. It's a mallard. And then I have a cow lovey that I have to finish by Christmas. The cow lovey, I just got to put on ears and arms. So I'll be done with that tonight. And I already messaged the lady to come get it. Um, and then I have a 4 order item that I have to finish by the 29th. It's a friend of mine that I used to work with. She's a travel nurse, and she doesn't travel back till the 29th. And that's when she'll have her Christmas with her family. So I have to finish it by then. And I don't know why. I was thinking I had more time, but now I'm like slightly panicking because, I want to enjoy Christmas with my family, and I wanted to make my son something as well. So I'm hoping, I don't even know what time it is. Oh, it's already 9 o'clock tonight, and I work tomorrow. So I'm hoping I can start working on it now, maybe do one item every day. It is 2 dinosaurs and it's a pattern that I've only done once, and it was like the first plushie I've ever made. I shared a photo of it and she wanted it. Funny enough, it's like my worst work, but obviously it'll look better now that I have all this experience under my belt. But so she wants 2 of those and then 2 mermaids. So I think I charged $30 to turn them all. I don't know how long the dinosaurs are going to take me. It obviously took me forever because it was my first one, but I just, not having made one recently, I was like $30. So especially since you bought so many, so I have to make all those by the 29th, and then I have an order for a friend of mine that ordered. I sent them a cow lovey and a little pocket fairy. They had a new baby, so I sent the cow lovey for the baby, and then they have an older daughter, so I didn't want her to be left out. So I sent her a fairy, and then they sent me a photo of her wearing or using the purse that I sent and then holding the fairy wearing a dino shirt. And I was like, man, I should have sent her a dinosaur. Like, what am I thinking? And so he ended up ordering a dinosaur from me. So I have to make that. And I told him it'd be after Christmas. So I have that to come in January. And then I have that lady that reached out with those 3 items. So I have a lot of orders to keep me busy. That's why I was thinking of probably taking off January market wise, because I don't have time to make that much stock and I don't want to be stressed out. And I need to organize the space. I got this box right here of yarn, all this hodgepodge of half rolls of Parfait Chunky that I need to get organized. And then I have another box over there of Sweet Snuggles because I've been gravitating towards Sweet Snuggles and really liking it. So whenever they have a new color in stock at Michael's, when I go, I've been grabbing it. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to do some organizations, decluttering. I have to get rid of probably some of my old crafting supplies because I don't know. I always want to do it all. I have so much. Like I have a Cricut and I do occasional things with the Cricut, but then I have like a bunch of old blank shirts that I was going to make a whole bunch. I had all these projects planned out and then I kind of fizzled out on that. I'm not going to get rid of the Cricut though because it's such a useful thing to have on hand. But I have all these like other DIY products, to do all these things with, and I just haven't. They're just sitting there. I have a whole bunch of tie dye. I don't know. I have too much stuff, not enough space. So I need to take January to organize myself, my life, my craft room, and we'll see. And hopefully I will do some videos. Oh, look, we have a husky in here with us. You can see her between my yarns. Hi, this is editing Emily here. I'm literally sitting in my closet because my husband's watching something and it's kind of loud. So I was trying to get far away, and I was close to this room. But anyhow, I'm sure some of you are wondering why I didn't mention the claw machine, and I don't know why I didn't mention it. I totally forgot, but no one did it. I was super sad. There was not a lot of kids there at the market. There was a few that came by with their parents, but not a whole lot. So that obviously has to do with it. There was a handful of people who pointed at it and liked it and thought it was a cool idea. There was another lady who was wanting to know about it because their daughter loves claw machines. Their daughter was not with them, so otherwise she probably would have done it. They were wanting to get her one for Christmas, so they were asking me about mine, but yeah, no one did it. I sold 2 things out of it because someone wanted to look at the duck with the frog hat. So I just kind of dumped everything out of it at that point. And so I had it sitting in front. That was about halfway through the market. So that could have been why, because I didn't put it back in there. But yeah, no one did it. So I was super upset. I think my markets that are more kid oriented, which I did 3 that were literally full of kids. Those are my 3 best markets that I did this year. So if those come about again, I will be definitely doing those. So I think the claw machine will get a lot of use then. And it may be beneficial to price it at $5 and just have the baby octos in there. I don't know. And then that can be my display for the octos. I don't know. I think my first one, I'll stick with it at $10 and then see how it goes from there. But yeah, I was super disappointed. No one did it. So I know its time will come. It just wasn't the best market for it. And I need to work on, I think I need to have it on like a stand by itself. So I need to get something or have my husband build me something for it. But yeah, I was bummed. But that's okay. And I'm sorry, you guys always catch me at night and I feel like my brain is at like 10%. It's like this is the last functioning pieces and I tend to just ramble. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you for being here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.